Hello and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD NBA show for Halloween, October 31st, featuring Andre the Giant. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, somebody's got to win that money. Might as well be us. This actually catches the light and it's kind of hurting my eyes, so we'll see if I take it off if it's giving me a migraine. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm posting anything for today. It's like $400, like right on the line. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go to 600 or not. 600, you can check me out on Steak Kings, grab a steak. Less than that, I don't know. It's not, I don't know if the risk reward pays off for me. So we'll see if I'm over there or not today. We'll be over there eventually. It's just not that wide of a slate today. Like there's obvious spots for value and obvious pivots. So let me talk about the one obvious pivot here. The one obvious pivot is in this game, Toronto, Cleveland. Currently, we all are aware that Colin Murray Boyles is a good play. He's been on pace to play 32 minutes if there's no foul trouble. So he's well owned. You should well own him. You see, I have 49%, which is almost double the field. But they are playing Cleveland. Cleveland is relatively big dudes, and Sandro matches pretty well with everybody. So if they don't really have another guy here, it's going to be Sandro. Double checking that. It's like, I guess, Mogbo deep on the bench, but that he hasn't been getting work this year. I don't think he's really the same guy he used to be. So let me double check that this is my voices. Okay, I didn't double check the audio earlier. Okay, so currently I think I still have Donovan in. Yeah, so that's why we don't have very many more people here. We'll have a lot more Mobley, a lot more CPJ, a lot more other people in this game if you take Donovan out. But so mostly we're on the Toronto side of this because of Pirtle being out. And yeah, that's basically it. So right, my rant there is the field is 26.8 to 1 that it's going to be Colin Murray Boyles. When you got to remember, the person who takes the second leap, right? Yeah, it's good to go from playing 18 minutes a game to playing 24 or whatever the average jump is from bench to starter. And yeah, 32 would be even better. But the jump from going to from like no minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes, one shift maybe to 20, 24 minutes, the percentage is much bigger. The change is much bigger. The variance in outcomes is much bigger for Sandro. So cheaper guy, bigger range of outcomes, less ownership equals my buddy Sandro. So I like Sandro also, just like he respects coin. When he's out there, he's trying to get you fantasy points because he plays like that. You know what I mean? Just naturally. He's not like trying to, not trying to say anything negative about him as a player as regards gambling, which I have to clarify now because Greg did such a good tweet. Congrats, Craig. Obviously, we're all jealous. It was an awesome tweet. Okay, what other did I change here? Walker Kessler, not getting enough. Yeah, I should just look at leverage. That'll show me all my plays. Yes, so they're just places where you guys aren't projecting correctly. So I've taken overs already. You should, right. I often will say this. I lost a lot of money yesterday, so it didn't show up on the win that money, but prize picks, underdog channel. I've put up a few. They're doing a promotion on underdog today, and I don't think they properly gated it. I think they really should have done a minimum bet on this. So I think you can really kill them on this, doing a bunch of these zillion leggers. So I just talked about, I'm taking both sides of this. So I'm taking CMB alt overs with Sandro alt unders, and I'm taking Sandro alt overs with CMB unders. This just failed yesterday, I will say. Just failed yesterday when they decided to play Diabate alongside. I mean, honestly, both Diabate and Kalkbrenner were both smashing, so I totally get the decision from the coaches. But it was a bit surprising, and I don't think. I mean, we could see it here as well. So, you don't have to follow all. I would encourage you, by the way. Some people are very anti-watering it down. People who are super into grinding out plus 150, whatever is a 65% value. That's not what I'm doing. My point here is sometimes people's distributions are completely mispredicted. That's when I come in with my alts, right? That's when a ladder is valuable, is when it's not being priced correctly. When it's being priced like it's a Gaussian boy, I think it's a Poisson distribution. That is mega value. We've already seen it happen a few times. So today, some of these are injury related, right? Like for a while there, we didn't know Luka was questionable. And you could still get 2x on him to do 10% less than his average or something. And you can take alt unders on Austin Reeves much, much cheaper than you can now. So I just think it's kind of like option, it's like with options variance versus stock variance. It's when you're playing those long alts, just like when you're playing the out of the money options, you have the opportunity to make long money better. And so when you're getting 30%, right, that's covering their take pretty much on the the over/under, so why not play a few ridiculous cases that do correlate, right? Like now, Barnes and Quickly, sure, that has already probably not panned out. I mean, that's Quickly for the bench, and Barnes just smashing through because there's nobody there on the other side defensively, I guess. I don't know. So I played a number of these combos. You can see my zillion things. Like anytime I disagreed here, so Edgecombe, Minot, Buzelis, anywhere I saw more than 5 minutes of disagreement between obvious, like how long they're going to play today to me and the projection, which Sabersim is pegging these to Vegas, right? So that's not, I'm not saying they're wrong. I know they would, that's what I would do if people were paying me money. I would say, okay, that's what Vegas says, not my problem. Not, but I mean, other people produce products that try to beat Vegas. So come on, SaberSim, let's do the more valuable thing. At some point, right over here are actual differences from Vegas, just a little. Anyway, I don't go through them because they don't mean them to be there. But today we have VJ Edgecombe projected for 35 minutes. You want to go check out? Just go do it yourself. I'll give you an at-home problem. Just go Google VJ Edgecombe stats. Does 35 minutes seem right to you, or did they kind of mess up? It's like 5 minutes short, no matter what. One of those games he was in foul trouble. He played 39 minutes. Give me a break. You give him 35 minutes. You must be watching a different league. Is there somebody back? It's Philadelphia. Let's check. Do they get? I mean, Embiid's back. McCain's not back. And McCain gets back, then we can talk. Then we talk. Are they getting? I mean, he would maybe get, yeah, I think McCain maybe gets some of those minutes eventually. Maybe. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, so yeah, Colin Gillespie, you can see him up here 100%. I don't expect, so he's late game, right? Denver's at 7 o'clock. So I don't expect we'll stay 100%, right? That's kind of just saying he's the best value now. And he is by a lot, right? Like by, well, Murray Boyles, I guess. But, 50-50, he gets those minutes, right? So that's why, So, and you got Sandro. But yeah, in terms of value, widely agreed upon, it's him, and then it's like Jarris, and then Minot, which I think Stochastic is telling people is overowned. Not true. Not true. In this team, he is getting a ton of minutes and a ton of usage. And I mean, we've seen it in preseason, we've seen it in other teams. When he gets this positional usage, actual power forward minutes, a little bit at the five. He gets pretty solid. It's when he's pushed down onto the wing that he gets to that really low point per minute territory. Anyway, so I'm a big fan of him. Buzelis. I mean, Kessler. This year, Kessler has taken up a big, big step forward towards that Zubats type role, and he's not being limited like Zubats is. So these are guys that I've taken overs on, alt overs in some cases, often correlating. So like, what do we got? Utah and Phoenix. Yeah, I don't know if I've taken any Phoenix side stuff. But you get the general point, right? If you in Cleveland, probably yeah, Cleveland and Toronto. So I'd take a bunch of right now we have Donovan Mitchell. It's 12:54. So let's go. 103 is when he said let him know yesterday. So you should have a little like it varies, right? It's not one. He doesn't have a timer. He's an adult. He's not like a social media manager for Donald Mitchell. It's actually him. He's actually communicating. So it's like when he walks out of whatever he has actually decided himself to play and sends that text about the same 30-minute window between 12:45 and 1:15 every day. So you can't really act on it. They can't. The best part is Vegas can't really act on it, right? Because it's not a binary signal. It's him talking to us in his own time whenever he wants. The best is more injury news than Vegas has. That's the absolute most you're ever going to get. So what you can do, you can have these bets fired up, right? You can be ready with both bets in like if you got online and phone, right? You can have both of them ready for uh, all the cases, right? Allen out and Donovan out, or Allen out, Donovan in, whatever combos you think are most likely, have keyed up. I didn't see CBJ stats. You could get CBJ stats, that'd be great. Whatever stats you can get. So I think I just was showing one. So those will be the ones to reference. Oh gosh, I accidentally unclicked. It's gonna be making a zillion clicks if I don't say that noise. But yeah, so Lonzo, that's the guy. So Lonzo's going to get a ton of minutes, and he's an amazing, amazing point per minute guy. So yeah, better than LaMelo in terms of actual fantasy production, not in terms of score. In terms of rebounds, assists, steals, all the other peripherals, yes. So I don't know if that winds up fantasy point per minute wise or not. But generally speaking, Denver, late game, great. I don't know. So I was saying 100%. Gillespie will shift to probably Cleveland value, right? That's at 430. Would love it. Would love it if we don't get that news till 405. That happened with Giannis yesterday, and I thought it was terrible. And then my like right after that swap was the best we were going to look all day. I was all the way set up for it because the first game broke my way. But Didn't pan out. We're still a little bit sore about that. Ugh, I don't even disagree with the Sims projection positively. I think it was good, and then they just shade sat the entire fourth and Wemby smashed like he's gonna do, and I'm not even mad at him. He's obviously gonna smash sometimes. Okay, not going to be mad at good players for playing good here. That's not what we do. We do double check SaberSim is working. I've noticed like they're throwing some randos in there, man. You got to make sure if like so in between swaps, right? Some guy will be labeled active and he'll be way down here in the projections. He won't have been there at the beginning, like probably Watford. I can't imagine. Can't imagine that Watford is intentional. This Jalen Smith, these must have been guys who were like ruled in a little bit later. I don't really want them, but I don't know. I'm not gonna un They're not bothering my pool that much. I'm not getting super disproportional amounts of them. I've already thought about Watford, it looks like. So just double check that you mean all these guys down here. Because SaberSim will throw in a new guy, and if he's not a guy you previously unclicked and isn't covered by a rule, he's gonna sneak in there. So you gotta make sure nobody's sneaking in there. Or that it's valuable. Everybody's talking about there's no Mitchell tweet. It was 103 yesterday. Come on, come on. Wait a few minutes. We probably will be done. I can't imagine. I don't have much to say. You're playing Gillespie. You're playing Jokic. All right. I don't know what to do with SaberSim here, man. Like this is wrong. We're on a slate with infinite value, right? Even before Mitchell out, with just what we have right now, Connor Gillespie free square. We got Connor Gillespie free square. He's 5,000 starting, playing at infinite minutes. What do we got him for? 25 minutes. Well, 25 minutes. Hold on. Hold on. He smashed yesterday. He's super 31, 32 minutes. Telling me 25 minutes. I'm trying to tell a story here. You have the right numbers for me, SaberSim. Giving me crap numbers like that. That's crap numbers. Anyway, you have 100% Connor Gillespie today. That's why. Dude's out there 31, 32 minutes, 5K. He's like a fantasy, he's more than a fantasy point per minute guy, right? Let's look. That's what was implied. Let's go over to the Wowie. We love it. We love the Wowie. We go to Phoenix. Looks like somebody's probably out for Connor Gillespie to be relevant, I would assume. I'm forgetting who. Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green. Whoa, that's all it takes? What? Somebody else, right? He's just the guy now? Okay. Well, I mean, he's been the guy. It's been working great. I just thought for sure it was because of an injury to like Devin Booker or like someone important. Are there important people down here? I don't. Is Dylan Brooks that important? Jalen Green, I guess, is important, but he's going to be. It's been a while. We knew he was going to be a while. Anyway, not sure why we've got Connor Gillespie at such a value for DraftKings purposes. Doesn't seem like it's a new situation. He's smashing. He looked great. Watch the games. Like he won me a bunch of money the other night from a lineup that didn't deserve it. On a night when I was upset about something else, he came in and give me a bunch of money. So he's fine. You can get to. I probably won't be 100% under any circumstances, but I'm not going to limit it into the lock. You know what I mean? Because these are don't get attached to your lineups. I mean, like it's easy for me to say, right? I'm running freaking 51, I guess. We'll see. I might go up to 75. If we get news, I will go from 50 to 75 probably and run a stake. Like if either we don't get to let them know or Jarrett Allen gets ruled out, probably going to run a stake and 75. If not, it's not as interesting as of a slate, and I think I'm fine. Yeah, let's look at this. Where are the sim ROIs? Oh my gosh, these are ridiculous. Don't trust that. Never trust a sim ROI like that. You know I'm a unique random man. I'm a unique random man. I'm not a diversifier man. Get out of town with that diversifier nonsense. Here's why. I have a good math. Well, I gotta get going pretty soon. I got 5 minutes. So I'll give you my quick reason why not to use SaberSim's current diversifier. It's because what we're doing is rock, paper, scissors. At its core, we don't know which one's better every night, but everybody's trying different strategies, rock, paper, scissors, etc. And if you're doing a diversification strategy, you're choosing I like rock. I like scissors. No, in order to beat a rock, paper, scissors situation or a real life other, ETF situation versus a stock picker, you have to do random. Doing random smart. Doing not random, not smart. Consistently proven. Do you guys see, like, they're not posting the kind of stats you would post if you had beaten the system. If you had beaten the system, you wouldn't see screenshots from the winner circle. You'd be seeing ROI numbers on average from our players, right? You would be seeing post-lock to pre-lock ROI comparisons, right? Are you seeing those from anybody? If they wanted your money, they'd show you that, right? I'm just saying, it's not the thing it says it is. It's not functionally that thing. So don't treat ROI like ROI. Treat it like the way another guy would treat it like a guy thinks he has rock. I'm coming with paper. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's a paper day. Like, have a weird strategy. Do not coalesce onto the same strategy, or we're going to be a bunch of guys who are rock guys sitting there forever going rock, rock, rock. It's just not a fun game. Anyway, so don't be rock guys. Have a changing strategy. When you have, like, yeah, choose your best ROI bunch of 50 lineups and then scattershot them around because everybody else is going to rank order them the same way. So if you just play your top bunch, that's going to be similar to everybody else's top bunch, right? And you think these lineups are pretty good. Like, pre-lock rating. Now, granted, you'll look back post-lock and they'll look terrible because of whatever, whatever swaps, right? That's how it's supposed to look. The key was they weren't locked into the bad play, locked in to only good plays. So good way to look at it. I do always do this, by the way, in the Discord. I don't know if I've ever done it on the actual stream because it's so early, but don't lock yourself into bad plays. Think about it's an extra, it means more when you make your decisions about the guys at lock. So you need to consider it twice in the context of the full scheme and just in the context of I'm locking these guys up right now. I don't get to Monty Hall them, right? Like if there's news, if Giannis is out late, like the other day, I am screwed. It worked out the other day, but like generally speaking, pretty screwed because you got Portis, and generally speaking, he'll have to be optimal. I don't know if he wound up being optimal. Okay, that's all the rants I got. I got to get this published and get out the door for my kids' Halloween party. So remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. Let's hope it is today after we good start on these other days. Ugh.